Hey everybody, I am trying out a service called Restream right now, which lets you stream live to, it says up to 30 different social media platforms. So I don't use that many, so I have it set up to stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, but through Periscope. So I'm on here today, though, to let you know that I'm super excited that Power Your Research has launched. And for those of you who haven't been following me or who have questions, um, I'm happy to answer them. But Power Your Research is a platform for academics, independent researchers, who want to get more media coverage and visibility. I mean, the things that I teach in the class, anybody can use. You don't have to be an academic or a researcher, but it's geared towards academic and researchers to get major media coverage and visibility. If you're in the Power Your Research Facebook group, which is free, but it's private. So if you're not in there right now, go ahead in the Facebook search bar and type in Power Your Research, and you do have to answer the questions to join, because I want to make sure that it's a supportive community of researchers and academics and grad students and adjuncts and those types of people, because there's lots of free content in the Power Your Research private Facebook group, and we want to make sure that it's a supportive community. So everybody in there is, interested or should be interested in, how do I get myself and my work in on major media platforms and, in front of more people. So, everybody's at a different stage. So the course is for academics or independent researchers at any stage in their career. So you could be a grad student, you could be a full professor, anybody in between, it doesn't matter. Anybody can benefit from the Power Your Research platform. What I'm teaching in the e-course is first, mindset matters. Like, you can't get major media coverage, especially in places like New York Times, LA Times, Washington Post, all places that I've been featured in. You can't do it without the right mindset first, right? People have to know that you want media coverage, right? You can't just sit back and say, oh, I'm creating all this stuff, but nobody's giving me media coverage. You have to be in the right mindset. You have to be able to promote. So I talk about self-promotion, but a lot of people feel like self-promotion is an icky thing, but I make it clear that self-promotion is about helping other people, right? You're promoting your work and your ideas because you want to change the world. You want to change your community, right? You want to, be the world that you want to see. So when you think about putting yourself out there, getting journalists and editors to write feature articles about you, or pitching, your newest book, your newest product, your newest research article, your newest comic book, whatever you're pitching to the media, you shouldn't be scared to self-promote, because self-promotion is not about you. Self-promotion is about the person that you're visualizing, that you want to read that thing, whose life you're going to change. So the first module in the Power Your Research course is about just that, getting into the right mindset, getting into that mindset that you have something important to say. And I know you have something important to say, and you want a wider audience for that. Also in the Power Your Research course, which again, enrollment closes tomorrow. So I left enrollment open for about a week, because within the course, there's group coaching and there's one-on-one coaching with me that I offer. And I want to be able to offer those coaching opportunities to work with me. And if I just left the course open, it could grow too fast and I won't be able to work one-on-one with you. So if you're interested, you have until tomorrow to go into the poweryourresearch.teachable.com webpage and enroll. Some other things that are in the course are how to create your brand statement, how to brand yourself, right? And once you start getting media coverage, or even before, you want to have an idea of what your brand is. You want to know your brand statement. So, for me, my brand statement is, I create experiences for free thinkers to feel empowered when they're challenging the status quo, right? That's the brand statement that I operate from. I create experiences for free thinkers to feel empowered when they're challenging the status quo. Now, that's a brand statement that took me a while to come up with, but in the Power Your Research e-course, I help you get to that point. When you come out the course, you should have a brand statement that works for you. Now, that brand statement, I create experiences for free thinkers to feel empowered when they're challenging the status quo. That's not something that you're really going to see on any of my social media or website or platforms. That's the brand statement that guides everything I do. So whether it's doing a research article on race, gender, and representation, or creating this Power Your Research platform, everything stems out of my brand statement. The brand statement gives you clarity and focus so that you know where you're going. So in the Power Your Research e-course, I guide you on how you can get to that place, right? Once you know where you're going, sort of the world opens up. So that's the brand statement that I operate from. But the brand statement that you would see on like my public materials is that I'm an image activist and diverse storyteller, right? But again, to get to that place where you have that one-liner, right, you need some direction, right? So I give you the system to create your brand, right? I give you the system to pitch journalists and editors so that you can get feature pieces written about you and your work. For some of you, depending on where you're at, you're going to be using this 5-step system to get, local coverage. So your local NPR stations, your local newspapers, and then you build up to getting national coverage. A lot of the local places, you write a really good op-ed or there's a really good feature piece about you. It does have the opportunity to get picked up by national and international news outlets. So we talk about all different ways to do this, and we give you systems, because once you learn, for example, the 5-step system to landing media interviews, that's TV, radio, and podcast that I teach you in the course, you just implement it over and over and over again. It's the same thing whether you're trying to land media interviews locally or trying to land national media interviews with, major media networks. So I teach you how to write op-eds and pitch op-eds to newspapers. There's academic coaching access to academic coaching in the course available to you. There's over 100 media contacts in the Power Your Research e-course. And I see a couple people coming in and out. We're talking about the Power Your Research e-course that is open for registration but closes tomorrow. So if you're interested, head over to poweryourresearch.teachable.com and register before the end of the day tomorrow, because the registration will be closing tomorrow. All right. You have access to group coaching in the course. So I kept group coaching at 10 people. So we'll be in there together. I'll be leading group coaching, answering any of your questions, right? How do I pitch this? How do I pitch that? How do I use Twitter? Can you check out my academic website? Does it look good? What should I put in? What should I take out? We'll talk about EPKs, all right? You should have an electronic press kit, right? That might sound like something that's going to take you a lot of time to create, but in the course, I show you where exactly to go to create the electronic press kit, how and when to use it, and the resources to create it. You could have an electronic press kit that's 1 page if you're just starting out, or 3 pages, depending on where you are in your career. So as far as media coverage and visibility, eventually landing feature pieces on New York Times, LA Times, Washington Post, wherever you want to be, as far as visibility and a wider audience is concerned, I'm teaching you how to minimize luck, right, and maximize strategy. There's strategy to getting media coverage and visibility. I know the work that you do is important, right? And people should know that your stuff exists. I'm showing you exactly how to get that media coverage and visibility. So if you're interested, again, go to poweryourresearch.teachable.com. Go ahead and enroll. You have until tomorrow. The course will close after tomorrow. And, it's a great opportunity to work with me. to give you all of my systems around how to get media coverage, how to get visibility, how to reach a wider audience. And I hope to work with you, and I hope to see you inside.